Spikestown alive with activity as Regathering 2025 continues. Barbadians warned against engaging in risky sexual behavior, and in sports, the Barbados Pride registers their comprehensive win over the West Indies Academy today at Kensington.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening with CBC NewsNight. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Hundreds have assembled in Spikestown, St. Peter for the parish's marquee Regathering 2025 event. Spikestown Alive is underway with Sunset Concert being held at the Esplanade and featuring a lineup of popular entertainers, including many of whom are from the parish. Anessa Henry reports.
Spikestown is a hive of activity today as Barbadians and tourists alike flock to the town for a day filled with culture, the arts, food, and live entertainment. Whether you want to shop, participate in the Heritage Walk, take pictures on the jetty, sample food, shake a leg, or just relax, there's something for all to do at Spikestown Alive. Deputy Chair of the St. Peter Parish Organizing Committee, Frank Jose, is making it clear that despite the name of the event, Spikestown was never dead. It's just more alive today with celebrations.
You will find persons who have not visited Spikestown for years will be in Spikestown today. And when they see that Spikestown is very much alive, not only today, but all year round, I think that they will come, and because it is the people that make the town alive. If you don't get people coming into the town, then the town will not be alive. So we are looking to have people come into the town, and I think this is significant because it would encourage more people who have not visited Spikestown for years to come into Spikestown.
Food is playing a big part in the activities. Along with various food stalls, a team from the Barbados Food and Rum Festival was on hand to give Barbadians and tourists a sample of unique local cuisine. Many agreed the deep-fried cuckoo and pulled pork stew is a delicious combination.
I really like how the patrons are responding, and I'm realizing that just as many Barbadians are here today, just as many tourists are coming through and doing the sampling, and they're enjoying it.
Liberian Chamis Anderson is in Barbados doing research on the Barbadians that left the island in 1865 and immigrated to her country. She's happy to see the tug band featuring Mother Sally and the Shaggy Bears bringing entertainment to the streets.
We've just been walking around, seeing the sights. It's always beautiful just to see the jetty and Spikestown in general. It's even nicer today to see the culture on display as well.
Meanwhile, Maureen Bowen and her friends decided to head to Spikestown to take in the sights and sounds.
I'm celebrating 4 parishes. My mom was originally from St. Peter. I went to school in St. Peter. I live in St. James. I go to church at St. Thomas, and I raised in St. Michael. So those are 4 parishes for regathering. So this is our first stop for today. We really enjoyed the historic walk. It was very knowledgeable, very educational. Good job by the Barbados Museum Tour.
A sunset concert at the Spikestown Esplanade is on the way. It will bring the curtain down on the marquee event at 10 p.m. Anessa Henry, CBC News.
Well, there's a new initiative aimed at making it easier for Barbadians to learn about their heritage. It's the National Literacy Bus Tour, which was launched in Golden Square Freedom Park by Minister in the Prime Minister's Office of Responsibility for Culture, Dr. the Senator Chantal Munro-Knight. The bus tour through the city showcases the history of Bridgetown with writers as guides and includes stories and poems behind 14 landmarks in the area. Minister Munro-Knight says the initiative is key in allowing Barbadians to know about their history.
I believe that this book tour brings all of those elements together: education, culture, history, heritage, in a way that we engage it, that we feel it, and that we also as well appreciate the fact that historic Bridgetown and its environs, historic Bridgetown, we often forget that this is historic Bridgetown and its environs, that it holds that level of history and meaning.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for the City, Corey Lane, has thanked Minister Monroe Knight for bringing the initiative to Bridgetown. He says it's important to move which the country's youth will learn about Barbados' history and Bridgetown.
Just 24 years ago, as parish ambassador for St. Michael, I had the opportunity to learn so much about a parish, the history, many things not taught to me, history in school or history at all. And I believe that these types of events, these tours, can help Barbadians to go beyond the norm in understanding our historic and deep cultural aspects to the city of Bridgetown and the country called Barbados.
Barbadians are being warned to refrain from engaging in reckless sexual behavior, which could lead to contracting HIV. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kirk Humphrey says he has heard the recent concerns raised by the Ministry of Health and is aware of anecdotal evidence which suggests people are again engaging in this type of behavior. He was speaking to the media on the sidelines of the Ashley Lashley Foundation's Echo Youth program, Fit Filali.
Particularly among some of the older population, you know, the joys of modern medicine allow people to do things that they couldn't do a few years ago. And I think some people who are not used, which is what is coming out in the evidence from our conversation, some people who are not used to using protection are now back in the game, but it's a different time. So I want to encourage persons who are engaging in certain activities just to protect themselves. You know, the younger people to abstain as long as they can, but we've seen an increase in recklessness, and we've seen it in our conversations. We have conversations with young people, and we've seen the attitude toward sexual behavior, and we've seen it with the older population.
Mr. Humphrey says his ministry is continuing efforts to sensitize the public about engaging in safe sexual behavior.
And perhaps the time has come for us to stop talking in these platitudes and to address it directly, to ask Barbadians to cut it out, because the truth is, we have a number of things. One, we want to raise a population that is morally sound. We want to raise a population that is healthy. There's a cost associated with it. And then on the other hand, the last point I would want to make is that those persons who continue to judge and to discriminate against persons who have HIV, they also have to cut it out.
Now, government has spent nearly $7.5 million to assist the fishing industry following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. This was revealed by Minister of Environment, National Beautification and the Green and Blue Economy, Adrian Ford, as he led off debate on Sustainable Fisheries Management and Development Bill in the lower house yesterday. Following the passing of the hurricane, which destroyed and damaged over 200 boats, government set up a benevolent fund for those affected.
In terms of our business interruption benefit, for boat owners, for captains, for crew, and for the one-off payment for vendors, I want everybody to hear the figure. $5,496,000. This government, who decided to fix it because we understand that a plan in action is not an action plan.
And coming up, a local hotel group is lauded for its contribution to the government economy. Intimate Hotels of Barbados Group has been lauded for its contribution to the island's economy. Minister of Tourism and International Transport Ian Godden-Edgell revealed the group, which includes over 40 small, locally owned hotels, guest houses and villas, contributes approximately 14% or $87 million annually to the country's gross domestic product. According to him, the Intimate Hotels of Barbados have over time carved out a niche accommodation category, attracting independent travelers. He says the property's impact is undeniable.
It continues to employ more than 1,200 workers and certainly is a pillar of our economy and a significant driver of local businesses. Might I add that the network of hotels within the IHB portfolio continue to contribute in a significant way to our airlift strategy. And if it were not for the Intimate Hotels in Barbados, a lot of the aircraft and airlift that we've been able to attract into Barbados, we would not and could not have done so without your help and your contribution.
Mr. Gooden Edgel's comments came during a cocktail reception at Island Inn in celebration of the Intimate Hotels of Barbados' 25th anniversary. 9 properties were recognized during the event, as they have been with Intimate Hotels from its inception. Chairman Shireen Mathlin Tulloch says over the 25 years the group has become a cornerstone of the local tourism industry, making significant contributions to the economy.
Supporting local businesses, providing employment, and preserving our rich and unique culture and heritage. From the early days of Rachel Pringle Paul Green, who pioneered the role of women in the Barbados tourism sector, to our largely female-led, even if a bit more conservative than Rachel, association, Intimate Hotels of Barbados, which includes properties as small as 3 rooms, have stuck together since 2000 with 7 member properties, quickly doubling to 14, to now nearly 40, to ensure that our small traditional accommodation is not ever forgotten.
The Barbados Youth Advanced Corps, the BYAC, is working to attract more young people into its ranks. One way it's doing this is through a recruitment drive which was held at Emerald City Supermarket, 6 Road St. Philip on Friday. Program Officer Claire Garn says there has been a lot of positive interest.
We have had very much success as persons came by. We had young people who came by and filled our forms on the spot because they knew we were going to be here. We had concerned parents and guardians who stopped by and inquired about our program. We have had persons who collected our application forms by the dozens.
Ms. Garnes also gave a detailed explanation of what entering the BYAC would be like.
Our program is divided up in 3 phases. The first phase focuses on discipline and personal development. Within the second phase, we go on to look at their technical and vocational areas of study, as well as academics. So they're free to do their CSECs with us. They can also do a skill area for those who are hands-on and skill-oriented. Within our third year of the program, the second year of the program, we focus heavily on job attachment opportunities and community service.
Grantley Adams Memorial School alumni are seeking to raise funds to assist the institution's breakfast program. Committee member of the West Gam Old Scholars Association, Deborah King, says ahead of the school's 70th anniversary celebration set for May, a fish fry will take place on February 15th between 4 and 10 p.m. at the Bay Street Esplanade. She says all are invited to the event, which will raise funds to support the breakfast program and other extracurricular activities at the school.
Apart from that, we're having a number of activities, and we want to ensure that all members of the Grantley Adams School and the Old Scholars Association are aware well of them. So during the month of May, we're going to have a Thanksgiving service. We're also going to have a cricket match. We're going to have a dominoes competition, the White Glow Effect, and we're ending with a gala.
Ms. King is thanking those individuals and organizations that contributed to the fish fry and other events which will be held to commemorate the school's milestone.
On behalf of the Grantley Adams Memorial School and West Gam Old Scholars Association, I want to thank all donors and organizations who have contributed immensely to make our fundraiser a success. And then on a sadder note, I just want to say condolences to the family of Basil Boyer. He was one of the founding members of the West Gam Old Scholars Association.
Ahead is sports. Stay with us. Sports now. 10 wickets shared between Joma Warwican and Ramon Simmons saw Barbados Sprite an innings and 54-run victory over the West Indies Academy at Kensington Oval this evening. Playing on day 4 of round 2 in the regional 4-day championship, the Academy, after resuming on their follow-on of 211 for 6 in reply to the prize 581 for 9 declared, were bowled out for 288. That was despite a fighting unbeaten century of 108 from Carlin Boeing Tuckett. Warwican took 6 for 104 and Simmons had 4 for 43. Here's a look at how the Pride wrapped up the win.
Flies past, second slip, and into the boundary. Swept and swept well. This time, there's success for Warwican. His patience pays off. Back down the ground and should find its way into the boundary. Lovely timing. He gets all of that and more. Add 6 to the piggy bank. Goes again. And the connection is as sweet as it gets. Back-to-back 6s for Lane. Gets it through. This is a day he will never forget. His dream is now his reality. A maiden first-class 100 for Carlin Bowen Tuckett. Whipped away into space. It's been some time since we've had a boundary.
In the air, the catch should be taken, it is! Oh, he nibbled it, he's gone! Edge found through second and third slip, that's gone for 4.
And that's all over, right through the gate. So victory for Barbados. Warwican finishing with the impressive figures of 6 for 104. Doing the job that you expect your lead spinner to do in a 4-day game.
Pride will be at home again at Kensington Oval for round 3 against Jamaica Scorpions from Wednesday. Gooden House retained their title as inter-house sports champions at the Lodge School. Gooden amassed 1,265 points for the victory. Wedderburn were second with 993 and Emtage third with 992.5. The board finishing fourth with 582 and Codgerton fifth with 487.5. CBC's Almar Goodrich Boyce reports.
Party-like atmosphere over in Society St. John as it was the turn of Lodge School to have their sports. The highly anticipated 100-meter event had spectators glued to the track. Division 3 girls up first, and look at lane number 4. It's Tahara Clark delivering a damaging blow, storming to victory for Laborde in 13.14 seconds. Gooden's Layla Russell was second, 13.84. Angelica Arthur of Emches third, 14.13. Boys next, lightning start from the athletes. And before you can blink, Hanico Proverbs of Emtage had brought the winning wisdom to clock 11.83. Jacoby Gittins also of Emtage was second, 12.27. And Asher Nelson Downs of Wedderburn third, 12.28. Division 2 girls had their time to shine as well. Only a few competitors in action. Even battle before Zakaira Beckles of Wedderburn took the victory in 13.69. And it was a clean sweep for Wedderburn with DeAndre Hines and Nima Allen second and third, 14.07 and 14.98. Up next was a moment in time. Division 2 boys. They call him Speedy Gonzalez, but his real name is Jakai Brewster. And he writes a new chapter in the history books at the Lodge School. It's a new record, 10.91 seconds. Take a bow, young man. Gooden House is proud. Nathan Kamabach of Wedderburn was second, 11.20. And Marcus Griffith third, 11.89. Division 1 girls coming at you now. And the race was on for a second because Denisha Ford of Wedderburn was already the winner in 12.49 seconds. Jade Ashby was second, 13.20. And Kiana Barrow of Emtish third, 13.51. Final race on the cars, Division 1 boys. Tight like a vice grip in the early stages. But now, Rashad Gibson of Laborde puts daylight between himself and the other competitors. You can look, but don't touch. The time, 11.31 seconds. Weatherburn's Ross Bourne was second, 11.34. And Gooding's Tamarin Lynch third, 11.88. And Mark Goodrich boys, CBC Sports.
The final subscriptions for the 2025 Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup closed yesterday, and as we hear from liaison officer of the Barbados Turf Club, Mohammed, some quality horses are in the lineup for the island's marquee horse racing event.
We have a final list of 9 entrants, with 2 paid the penalty and came in at this penalty stage. One is named Harrow, which is owned by Arville Racing and One Guyana Racing. And also we have Public Sector, which is owned locally by the Most Honorable Peter Odell, representing the Melrose stable. Remaining in the race still are Jerry the Nipper, Portfolio Company, Renaissance Frolic from the powerful Sir David Seaborn, who has an exceptional good record of Gold Cup wins. Show the Money, yes, going 9 furlongs. He's better known for the sprinting ability, but he's here in the Gold Cup. Smoking Tea, the Goddess Knight, which is representing Trinidad and Tobago, and Vividly. It's a very, very, very competitive field, and we look forward to March 1st.
And that's sports. Weather is next with Carrie-Ann O'Neill.
Good evening and welcome to the weather news. Well, the high-pressure system is the dominant feature. However, instability maintained, occasionally cloudy skies along with some showers. The winds are moderate across the region. They're peaking at 17 knots for us. Meanwhile, convergence maintained some afternoon showers across the Guianas. The maximum temperature today was 29 degrees Celsius, the minimum 22 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 25 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity 89%, which means we do have some moisture building in the atmosphere. Those winds are coming in from the east. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where we do have the high pressure system as the dominant feature across the region. However, pockets of instability maintained, occasionally cloudy skies, along with some showers here in Barbados. Now, similar weather conditions prevailed across some of the Windward Islands. We had up to 9.2 millimeters of rainfall. Meanwhile, the winds are peaking at 17 knots, the seas moderate in open water, with swells peaking at 2.5 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. There is a small craft advisory in effect. Now, later on tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies along with some scattered showers. Further south, convergence maintained cloudy skies along with showers, especially during the afternoon across the Guianas. And over now in the Western Caribbean, light showers prevailed across most of the islands. Well, that's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 6:23 and will set at 2 minutes past 6. Now, the first high tide is expected at 2:32 in the early morning, and the first low, well, that's at 9 minutes after 7 in the morning. Now, those seas, they're moderate in open water with swells peaking at 2.5 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. There is a small craft advisory in effect. The winds are coming in from the east to the east-northeast, and they're peaking at 40 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies along with some scattered showers. And over the next 3 days, partly sunny skies along with just a few light showers can be expected.
And that's our news. Thank you for joining us. Continue to enjoy your evening.